Mm. Hey guys. Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon. It's Ria here, just hopping on for some messages and some readings if you guys would like. Let me just go to something right here real quick. Just waiting to see if anyone wants to hop on. It's really dark and dreary out here today. So I thought it'd be awesome time to do some readings, to go live. So I'm going through, hold on here. Alright guys, comments. Oops, start comment, alright. Oh man, it's so hard to see in here today. So I hope you guys are all enjoying your moment. Good morning, good day. Beautiful frequency of now. So today I just wanted to discuss about our past, our future timelines. And Spirit has really been coming through strongly with the whole concept, bringing it back to the forefront, how our past and our future are all incorporated and available in this moment of now. And in the past, we could question, well, what difference does it make? That was the past. How is it affecting my present moment of now? And as we know and have come to know, or at least believe in theory, that the past, the present, and the future all exist now. They're all intricately connected in this moment of now. And I know I personally, and probably a lot of you guys, have been fascinated with wanting to know, well, what life did you live? Were you a king? Were you a queen? Were you a sage? Were you a slave? And all of that. It's really fascinating because in this limited focus that we have as a human in this present awareness, we can only see what is before us. So of course it is fascinating to think there is an existence and a part of us that has lived in the past or is living in the future. And we like to eat that information up because it's exciting. It actually takes us out of our limitations that we can see before us in the now. So I see some people popping on. Good morning, guys. Good afternoon. I'm on the East Coast here, so it's morning. It's 10 o'clock, just about, and it's a dreary day. And I thought perfect time to do some readings. But I even want to get to the point of the weather in a second here. Please share out, guys, if you don't mind. Pam, good morning. Julie, Miranda, thank you guys for coming on and sharing your light and shining on this page, because it does really take all of us to create this message, to create the flow, to create what is coming forth in me, because we're always reflecting the energies that we need in this moment of time, energies that need to be brought to our awareness, or energies that are giving us signs because we are already ready for that energy. So we're always reflecting our energy. Our energy is always being available to us in every moment. There really is only the now, Spirit is saying. So to get back to what I was saying, the past and the future really do exist now. Everything is in the now. We affect the past and we affect the future simultaneously. in our energy of now, in our focus of now, in our presence of now. So in the past, we could say, well, why do we want to focus to the past or the future? We're not really living it. But what Spirit is saying is all of that information, the past, the future, because we are multidimensional beings existing everywhere all at once. Like this image I always use, this is us, essentially, our spiritual self coming into the physical. But we're holding all of this light and information within us, within our DNA, within our cellular memory, within the light that we hold within us. And when we breathe in and come to our center, we literally open up to receive the communication of all that we are, according to our frequency. Our frequency determines what we're able to receive, but it's already all within us. It's just opening up that information. Sometimes it is an activation through insight, through something we see on the outside, through vibration, visually, mentally, even sensory, all senses, smells, tastes, all of those outside influences are reflections of our energy that are ready to open up, that are ready to be activated, working simultaneously, as within, as without. So whatever we are ready for within, whatever we are able to digest, handle, is in our awareness as well. And in that awareness, our past exists, our future exists, all within that information. And I find this really, really, really fascinating, because even if we mentally can't comprehend or see visually ourself in the past or in the future as a being, as a dense entity form, that information is always available in the now. Happy Friday. So that energy is available through us, through, say, oracles, through what we see before us, through each other, even through the weather. So today is kind of, it's all cloudy, and today's live totally relates to the weather, because I want to bring into our awareness that which was clouded, which was foggy. So that fogginess or mistiness or overcast is representing the energy of things that are kind of hidden from us, but having them be brought into the light, into our awareness. Even TV shows that we are attracted to in certain times in our life are representative of those past lives, future lives, energies opening up, sparking open within us, that is most resonant, conducive, available, supportive of whatever we are experiencing now, to continue our expansion, our experiences multidimensionally. Like even a show that I've been really attracted to lately. Oh my God. So I had this premonition. I don't know if you guys have watched The Crown, you know, Queen Elizabeth's story with, I can't even remember the characters' names, but one night, and I always see visions, and those visions too are those timelines bleeding into this timeline, energies sparking and opening up and being available to me. You know, at the beginning of the show, The Crown, it's a series on Netflix, and it's been going on, and I don't know if it's still going because I just been binge watching it. But one night I saw the gold. You know how the gold at the beginning and it shoots off? So I see these visions, and I'm totally conscious, and they usually appear to me in a relaxed state, and I wake up, and the gold, it was liquid gold, and it was coming at me at all these different strands, and it actually made me jump back. A lot of times these visions make me jump because they're so real, and then it dissipated. So that was an energy that is activated or opening up for me in this present moment of now. So I didn't ever see the show before that, and I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I've never seen that. And then I'm like, oh my God. So in this show, at the introduction, that is bleeding and opening up, and I'm like, oh, this has a a resonance or information for me. So I've been really addicted to the show, just kind of binging it. But that what it is telling me is I have a quote unquote timeline, past, future timeline, most likely past timeline, but it's available to me now as royalty. And even our names will represent these energies, like my maiden name, or my last name is Roy, representing roi. In French, it's king or royalty. And I've always felt this attraction to royalty, in the sense of, like, the castles. And I even had a vision one time, and my husband was like my knight. And it was really weird. But we'll have visions or dreams or shows. My point is, all of that information is available to us when we need it, because that information and those energies are applicable to whatever it is we are going through in our life, processing, expanding, clearing, healing, releasing, expanding upon, bringing together the information and the energy that we need now and for then, because it goes both ways. Those pathways go both ways. It goes out and in. So we are really, really, really stepping into our multidimensional self in this moment of here and now. We've released a lot of limitations. We've released a lot of restrictions. And now we are ready to open up to our multidimensional selves. So many talks of time travel, parallel lives, earth shifting, splitting, pieces of ourselves being brought back to ourselves. But it's not that it's never ever left us. It's not that it's being brought back to ourselves, Spirit is saying, is we're opening up to it, to allowing it to work together in this unity. Oh my God. And I find this fascinating because I've always been like super duper attracted to this past life idea, or me being somewhere else on another timeline, or in a past life, or oh my God, in a future life I could be this. But it all really exists now, and that's so fascinating because it truly is super duper empowering. It's empowering to know that there's more you than what meets the eye in this little moment that our awareness sees through a little tunnel, through a little scope. But what we really are opening up to, Spirit is saying, and what is really being revealed, we think we can only see through this little spectrum, this little human 3D reality of Pam, Julie, Miranda. We think we can only experience that, but within that tunnel, within that opening, we are actually extracting all of this information through our shows, through our weather, through where we live, the things we're attracted to right now. So many of us are attracted to that galactic information because we are the galactics, and we're really opening up to that. And I'm really excited. I just ordered some galactic oracles, and I love the physical oracles because they are representing the physical demonstrations of our energy, because they give us that physical, they fulfill the physical sense and need in the physical, because we are physical, so we're here to experience through the physical and our galactic selves. And I just find that exciting, and I'm excited to share that with you guys as soon as I get them, the galactic oracles. And what the galactics and the oracles and all the star systems are, they're a certain frequency. Everything is frequency. So say you relate to the Lyrans or the Pleiadians or whoever it is you connect with, it's because you have a timeline, you have life there, and you're attracted for a reason, you're pulled for a reason. And like I was saying yesterday, in my life, is as a little kid, I was extremely afraid of aliens, ghosts, and that kind of thing. But you know how there's always the opposite end of the coin, and the thing that you are most fearful of is actually where your greatest power lies, because the fear is an illusion. It's something limiting you, a belief, an attachment to a belief system of energy that is actually holding you back, keeping you contained. So that which you fear is actually a gift where you can open up and discover and release that information. Why are you afraid? What are you believing in? You believe aliens are going to take you and test you and poke you and prod you, take you off on their ship, and you're going to be what's the word, experimented on. So that was my kind of my thought form as a little kid, because there was a lot of shows portraying that. But now I realize, holy crap, the very thing you're afraid of is the very thing that you are, but you only see it from that limited perception. You're seeing it with a coating, with a shell. And then life gives us all of these opportunities to work through those fears, to break those barriers, to break down the walls, to release what's inside. Because everything essentially all is us. We are co-creators with God source energies, and we're always at a higher level or subconscious level, creating our reality to give us exactly what we need to illuminate all that we are. All right. If anybody wants to comment or share anything, feel free. So what I thought I would do is do a collective reading, and then if anyone pops on and they do want a personal read of information, let me know. But I thought we would take a deep breath in first and connect to our own energy center, that portal within. Can you guys hear me? I forgot to shut off that darn music. Hold on here. Can you guys hear me at all? Sorry about that. Can someone just let me know that I actually was heard? If you don't mind. Yes, okay. Yeah, sorry about that background noise music that they have on StreamYard that I usually put on when I'm posting or commenting for some background noise, but all right, so that's off. So I thought we would breathe in to our center and our heart space. That it's that place that we connect and utilize as our connection to all that we are, through that heart, through that feeling, through our gut, through our inner knowing, connecting to our higher self, our God source energy. And it's in that God source energy that we're connected to all that we are. And what we bring focus to is what we intensify, densify, expand, grow. So when you bring focus to your breath, you are bringing focus to the totality that you are. You're opening up to the highest frequency that you are, to receive and to give the highest frequency information. And it's that information and energy that you are focused on and embodying that you create in your reality, in your everyday life. So today, my intent is to bring forth the highest frequency information of energy frequencies that we might not be aware of, that are supporting us, aiding us, helping us in our ascension, our expansion, our illumination, and just in our everyday life. Could be our job, could be as a mother, a spouse, a partner, a spiritual worker, teacher, vacuuming, cleaning, redesigning a house. It can be something really small, or it can be something very grandiose. I tend to like the bigger theories, but all those bigger theories, concepts, energies can be zoomed right into our everyday life, our health, or what we're eating, what we're doing, aiding us. So as we breathe in, we're literally activating light within us, memories, codes, light, to bring forth information that is applicable, supportive, resonant for this here and now. And in this here and now, all is available. So we'll take a nice deep breath in, guys. Drop into your heart space. Connect with the energy that you are, all that you are. All that you need to know is available now. Feel your energy vibrating, illuminating, activating, like light bulbs, getting brighter and brighter and brighter, and bursting through the glass. And exhale. So I will do a collective, and even though I might relay it or deliver the message, however it resonates or sparks to you is your truth. There are many different layers and perceptions and truths to any subject or any delivery, any frequency. And the frequency will hit you. The frequency that you are matched to, a word, a concept, an idea, even a color, a picture, it will hit you in the way that is meant for you. And like I said, the intent is just about bringing to light information, past, future lives that are in our present awareness of now. But we can do that ourselves by just being open to receive in everyday life. A book you're reading, a TV show you're watching, someone says something, and that is opening up some information for you. The information of all timelines is in the now. I can't stress that enough. Spirit is saying I can't stress that enough. It's all available to us now. You don't even need to regress, even though regression, like a past life regression, can tune you in, clear you, and open you up to those energies through your physical action of retrieving that information. But it's always guiding us in our everyday life. It's all working together. Someone could say one thing and then boom, oh my gosh, I know I need to do that. Like I remember when I was in 4th grade and I was playing with my girlfriend's hair, and I still remember his name, Mr. 4-Hour, and it was social studies. And he says to me, this isn't cosmetology school. Never knew what the word was. Didn't know I had an interest in it, but in that very moment it opened up something in me and said, oh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a cosmetologist. I'm going to do hair. And I did do that, like for close to 30 years. So little things like that are a spark. It's a memory. It's something that's opened up in you and it clicks. It's like the world's merging. So the cosmetology, him saying that, wasn't something I lived, but what it was actually doing was connecting me, opening up a future timeline of myself. So that's how you can get information about your future. Just those little guidances. Or, like I was saying, I've been watching The Crowns, and I also was very into Game of Thrones, representing my connection to that timeline, the energies of that, the Crow tribe, the time of, the Vikings and all of that kind of stuff as well. So we're really attracted and extracting information through our everyday life, how we connect to the past and the future. All right, guys. Hold on here, Miranda. Sorry, it's so kind of gloomy. Miranda Watts, I'm ending up feeding that fear, but faced it. I still get triggered, but it ended up blessing me with this realization that I am the master of my own mind. Absolutely. That fear, and we'll feed it and we'll condense it. And then sometimes it gets so big that you gotta face it, or it's like a tower moment, or something hits you hard in life that makes you face fears that you never knew that were within you. Separating from a person, getting a divorce, make you face many, many things, or stepping back into school after a 30-year lapse. Fears. Life will present situations that will really bring our fears to the surface, but it's a blessing because those fears are the very thing that empower us. And something else Spirit hit really strong with me the other day is those people in your life that are the most critical, judgmental, or seem to be belittling you the most, taking away your power, are actually the masters of self-empowerment. Those fears, representative in people, job situations, are master, actually an activator or trigger of self-empowerment. So those things that kept you squished were actually tools and gifts to bring you and connect you to your power. And as a human, it's not just theory. We have been chosen, or we chose to come here to experience the liberation through the physical. And how do we do it? We got to go through it. We got to go through those actions, those emotions, those mental constrictions. We have to go through the physical, through action, through the process, through our senses, to overcome and break free of these illusionary limitations, ideas, thoughts, energetic attachments placed on us, not just this timeline, but other timelines. So that is where the other timelines do affect our now, because it gives us information of what we're breaking through. Or maybe this is, you were hung in a past life, or prosecuted, or abused, or a prostitute or a slave? And why do you still carry some of that energetic stamp? Because in this timeline, because you have worked on other things, you're self-empowered enough, aware enough, grown enough, expanded enough to tackle those energies as well, to empower yourself more in this timeline. Like women that have been repressed in the past, there might be someone, and you might take on the role in this life of liberating women's rights or being the first woman to do this or that. It's because those other timelines have given you that push, that motivation, and to fulfill those energies and expand upon them in this life where you might have been repressed in some way, shape, or form. Could be your color, could be your race, could be your authenticity, whatever. You are repressed, and then you come in this life, this timeline, and you have that extra push. Or you could be really afraid of it because you were tortured or hurt or held back, but then you take that fear in this timeline and you've worked through it. And it's also because you've been given other privileges and statuses and experience in this timeline that are helping you to actually balance out those energies. And as you balance out this energy in this timeline, you're balancing that one. But what it's doing is that energy is activating within us. That information is activating enough into our awareness and becoming prevalent enough in our energy field that then it's a balancing. And that all is aiding this great awakening, this great new earth, the splitting of the two earths, of anchoring and having heaven now, not having to die in the physical to live heaven now. So all of that happens as we come into our natural state of being, balancing the physical with the spiritual, anchoring our spiritual wisdom, knowledge, and that can include multidimensional cells, that's spiritual energy, bringing it into balance in this life. As we become lighter and release densities, the densities are the fear, the densifying of those negative emotions, and then we can get so caught up in it and create it, we create the physical experience of it. And now we're breaking through it, facing it, in order to release the density and become more light. They say we are becoming less carbon, more crystalline. That's what we're doing. We're becoming light bodies, freer, liberated. So that is how the past and the future are all working together in the now to bring this balance, because we're still holding all of our other timelines within us, and it might be throwing us off kilter. And then when it's brought into our moment of now, when we are ready at a frequency where we can balance those energies, then we do. And then that's how we create the new earth, because now that you're balanced and awakened, you're creating that reflection. So powerful you guys are. So powerful. Hey Ward, thank you for joining. All right, guys. So, let me get off my knees. Lower this, and we will see what's coming through. And if you guys have shared out and want a quickie, let me know. And I did put my PayPal link up, and if you want a more thorough personal read on this live, let me know if you made a donation. But either way, I appreciate you guys shining your light, whether you're here now or later, because you guys are the ones creating this message. You're creating and you are here because you are ready for this message. You are ready. You are aligned to receive higher frequency information because you have dispelled the fear. You have transmuted the fear, Spirit is saying. All right, so just collectively in this group, watching now or later, because there is no time. And we even experience the past again and live it through movies, through pictures, through photographs, through memory. When you think of a friend in elementary school and you're in there in your mind, you've literally, Spirit just wants me to bring this up, you've literally have time traveled. You're literally there energetically. Just that the more of your focus is in this form, in this density. But you're literally there. You've literally gone there. And you know how they always say you can change the past and your emotions and manipulate it in a positive way, change it, like where you were hurt. Spirits want me to bring this up for someone. Say you had a tiff with a family member or a friend and you were hurt, but now you see how you would have done something differently, or you would have infused the situation with more love, or a loved one has passed and you wish you did this. And Spirit is saying, you can do that just through your mind and through your thoughts. Go back to that and this is bringing up a lot of emotion for someone, a heartfelt thing that they've been holding on to, and we can release. They're saying you have so much power. You can release the past and situations where you would have done things differently in this moment of now by going in through meditation or reflecting or in your mind, sitting quietly and reliving that in the way that your new self here, your expanded high frequency, more aware, balanced self can change that. Instead of stamping, they're showing me someone having an argument, stamping off, turning their back, the other person being left by themselves, hurt, misunderstood. I don't know why I want to cry. This is big for someone here. They said in your mind, you can go back, turn around, hold that person's hands, feel the energy for what it was, an experience, a growth, an expansion of self, an opportunity to learn something about yourself, an opportunity to forgive, an opportunity to know all is serving us on some level, an opportunity to know thyself and transcend fear. That was the reason for that interaction. And now we can go back in time through our mind, hold the hands, give the person a hug. They literally show me the other person crying, the other person hugging. And healing that energy. It's so beautiful. It's like I'm there. And I don't think it's not me. So it's going to be someone out there hugging. It could be to someone who has passed on as well. Making death, physical death is no limitation. They're saying to heal the energies, balance the energies, and communicate. They're saying because energy is energy and it never dies. It's always there. And when we pass on from the physical, you're entering a more full part of yourself. And sometimes we can't make those connections with the spirit world because our frequency needs to match that. And spirit is saying we're given the opportunity where you have grown, healed, and calibrated your frequency enough to make those connections, to actually have your heart open to forgive and open up your heart and see from the higher perception. And you can go in your mind and make. Am I still there? Okay. Make those adjustments, tweak those energies and frequencies to be in balance and harmony. Yeah, it's a close. I don't know if I'm not feeling that it was for whoever this is for, it was a lover per se. It feels more like a dear friend or family member. And now they're smiling. They've stepped back from each other, and symbolically, the sun is around them. They've cleared that energy. And Spirit is saying situations like that where you feel like you have repetitive things going on in your life here, relationship wise, whether it be through friends, coworkers, situations, finding yourself in a position through career or job. It's an energy and a cycle of energy that in this here and now you have come to transcend, to alchemize into the love that it really is. So if you want to know what cycle you're breaking, it's a cycle that you don't seem to get out of and stuck. So that is another way that the past and the future are affecting us now and show up energetically, is something that you just can't seem to pull yourself out of, whether it be financial distress, whether it be emotional distress, mental distress, relationship, job. If there's a cycle you seem to be stuck in, it's because you have come to break free of that energy. But that energy is based in also a cycle of a certain belief, an attachment to a belief system that you have come to expand upon. It's no longer serving you. So maybe you think you need to have a certain job in a certain field. You keep going everywhere. You keep getting denied these jobs or let go or whatever it is, or it doesn't seem to work out. It's because guess what? Maybe stop trying to repeat a cycle you're meant to be out of. You're to create maybe a new field, a new job, a new thought form of relationships, a new breaking free. There's major breaking free of paradigms and beliefs. Even there's telling me now someone with relationships. Maybe you want to get married. Maybe you think marriage is the way, but maybe that's a way that was embedded in you and now it's not marriage. You can have close relationships without labels, they're saying. You can have close relationships without the label. You can be a master at some profession, they're saying, without the label, without the degree. That's freeing, eh? The energy, everything is working differently. All right, to get back to the oracles, let me just check these. Thank you for your time and energy always. Thank you, Gabrielle, for being here because you're literally shining light on this message. I'm just an open receptor. I love to be a conduit for this information. And of course, it's going to apply to me or I wouldn't be here. And it's exciting to me. It's exciting. I love it. That's funny. I always knew my future self would look back and give this present self love. Oh my God, so beautiful. And that's a beautiful way, Miranda, to say it. We're giving ourselves love by looking into the past, by looking into the future. We're giving ourselves love. It's all about love. All right. Uh, all right. So Sex Mind Pro. So anyways, I don't like, oops, hold on here. Sorry. I'll block that. What should I be doing, Rhonda? Okay, so we'll get there in a minute. We'll get there. All right, so I'm going to do a collective, Rhonda, and maybe this will give you some insight because Spirit has a way, because there is no limits on energy, time, or space, but also on delivering of frequency and messages. So whatever I am delivering as a collective, it's going to, like, we're all one, so it's going to feed you in a way that it needs to. There could be some insight within the collective applied to you. Spirit piggybacks messages, Spirit penetrates. If you think of it, Spirit is light and love. Light will go under the sneakiest crack. It'll shine light in the dark corner. It'll show you a dust bunny under the couch. So frequency is light, and the higher the frequency, the more light. So it's going to permeate more for you. It's going to permeate into your being. It's going to show you things that were hidden. All right. So I am going to do a collective, and I'm going to use the, obviously, I love this deck. I can't wait to use my galactic deck, though, that I'm getting. Angels and ancestors. So to me, this is representing the ancestor, what we would consider past information coming through, and then I'm going to use the oracle, how we're utilizing, or we'll just see how it relates. But the magical, mystical shaman oracle. So to me, that is like what we're going through now. How is this energy? How is this energy of our past, our future? How is it happening now? What is it doing for us now? And I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do a tri-card, a 3-card. So I'm going to do it as a collective. If you make a donation, then I'll do a personal. The chakra, how is it, what energy center is affecting us in our human state, our human body now, our human form. But first, let's just tune in, tap in, and I will just ring the bells to clear the energy and everything that was coming through. Focus. Okay. Very clear. Things are coming really, 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 really clear. We are anchoring. Even our messages and our information is before us visually as well. Like I'm sitting on a rug with anchors, and as I was ringing the bells and putting them down, you know, the ankh, and the arms are open. It's symbolically telling me we are anchoring. We are anchoring. I'm almost saying past and future too. We're anchoring everything into the now. We're anchoring. It's almost like we're time warping, like shoo, all of this shoo energy, and anchoring it through ourself here and now. We are ultra powerful right now. Ultra powerful is what Spirit is saying. Energetically. It's like we've got the multitudes of energies working behind the scenes for us right now. Even though you don't see maybe the manifestation of what you want from your expectational mind, there's a multitude of energies, frequencies, a bigger part of you working for you now. They say Spirit is saying we use up so much energy in the mental mind, the limited mind of the human, worrying, projecting, expecting, calibrating, planning, doing formulas based in an energy that is no longer serving us. It has in the past, but it is no longer serving us. The worries, the fears, the calibrating, the calculating, it is based in energies that are below us now. Your frequency is higher. Things are done differently. And I feel like this is going also for you, Rhonda. Whatever you were in the past is not working because you are called to formulate or to allow the universe, to allow your reality to work in a different way. Things are being done differently. Frequency is higher, so things aren't going to be done in the same little ritual ways or get from point A to Z. You're going to have to go through all these steps. It's frequency. We're shifting quicker. So you got to put yourself in a place of allowance. And I know you can feel like, I have been allowing, I have been open, I have been asking for guidance. Perfect. Now just settle into your heart space and let the frequency, the universe behind the scenes, show you in every moment of now what you need to do. If you're not shown anything to do, then you're not meant to do it. Just sit still. They say divine timing is our readiness. Again, I said that the other day. Divine timing is our readiness. And when we're open and ready, and how does that happen? You can say I've been open and ready all my life, but we still are holding on to certain energies, fears, limitations, attachments to energetic expressions, and we're cutting them. They're saying cutting it, cutting it, cutting it, cutting it. As we've cut off all these attachments, thinking we have to make our job, our money in a 9-to-5 way, we're cutting it. Abundance is coming in many different ways now, not just through a paycheck. We're less limiting. Abundance is available all around us all the time. Maybe you thought you needed to go to school to get a career, to get training, to get help, to be a mentor, have a mentor. They're saying, no, it's all available to you now. You're at a place where you're really self-empowered. People are stepping out on their own now in different ways, doing it differently, shining their light. So the more you are in every moment, acting your authentic self, speaking what you need to speak, doing what you need to do, not out of obligations, not out of have-tos, not thinking you got to do it because that's the way things have always been done, but authentic self, like even me coming on right now, speaking what I speak and like I always do it. I never thought I would do that, but it's my authentic self. Expressing your authentic self and trusting in it, they're saying. All right. Geez, I'm crow spirit. On and on and on. All right, so we got this. I'm just going to pull the 3 cards first, see how they relate. So this is opening up, opening up the information of our past in our future, and how is it supporting and helping us now? What do we need to be brought into our awareness? What energy from that past are we bringing to light? What do we need to know? This one. Oh, that one already fell? Great. One fell and I didn't even frickin' know it. All right, good. And a chakra. Shoo. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you for guys when you ask questions and comments, because you know what? You're holding space and you're like acting like the space holder, the presenter, for all of us. We all have these questions. We all have experienced the fear. We all want to know, what the hell are we doing? The thing is, to get to where we are, what we're supposed to be doing now, is we are going to be in that place of what the hell are we doing and where am I going? Because it is new. It is new. It isn't in the old. So we don't know. We're confused. The mind and the physical body is a little stumped. They're like saying, whoa, what? Why isn't this working out? I've been working and applying my energy here. But the thing is, Spirit is saying, take a step back, pull in your energy, focus on this heart space where everything really is within you. The universe is within you. So as you connect to your own light, it'll appear automatically. The direction, the guidance, what you need to do, what you need to clear, what you need to heal, where you need to go. We're all being, none of us know, because we're operating in frequency and dissipating the illusion of time. We don't have that security of time. We don't know where to go. We don't know necessarily what the plan, or you can have the goal, you can have a loose plan, they're saying, but things are all done differently. It's frequency jumping more. Realities are bleeding. Things are changing quicker. It's not as concrete and secure. We're living in more light. Light is a frequency. Choo, choo, choo. All right. So what we got here, do I have my glasses on? No. The past life, the past timeline that we as a collective is the sage, being devoted and committed. This is an energy. So a lot of us have experienced this being a sage. They go off on their own. They share their individual path of what they've learned. So to me, us being a sage in the past, being on our own path, reflecting and interflecting on our lessons, they're showing many of us have had those kind of solitude lives. And I'm getting the goosebumps on that. Many of us have led solitude lives. And so what we're doing now is we're taking all that we've gained in that solitude, secret thoughts, things, ideas we've written down or had that were maybe afraid to share or live or do because we didn't think it would be generally accepted by the mass consciousness, the collective. We are taking all that sage energy and bringing it present. We're bringing it into the light. We're acting on it. And bringing a greater devotion and commitment to our light, not the outside. See, look at this is sacral. The orange is sacral. That means receiving, creating, birth, intimate sexual energy, giving birth, all of like the female area, like the ovaries and birth and the embryo and creative expression, art, painting, voice, and the yellow representing having trust in that. So this sage is empowering us to trust in that. I said in a live the other day that the solar plexus and the sacral were merging. We have such a trust because of everything that we've gone through and because the physical has gone through a lot of letdowns, but always come right back up. Like a bobber being pulled underwater, pops right back up. Spirit is saying we have much trust, courage, and strength in our intimate expression with self, which is our God source energy. Hold on here. I just want to check this really quick. I just want to see if there's any more insight on that. Sage. Hold on here. So kind of like someone who does spiritual work or creates a new modality, things that they've thought about, things that they've had in their mind, but didn't quite dare to bring into the public is being called of us. And it could be just going against the family, a loved one, doing something completely different. And it's been what's it called? Not fertilized, but it's been germinating within you, and now it's to bring it out. It's to bring it out into the sun. And the message is, be willing to go the whole road and back again. This will allow you to be the best that you can be. The sage represents the wise one within. When this card arises, it shows that you're preparing to become a great and insightful teacher to your peers. It guides you to take notes as the wandering yogi is on this card, because your knowledge and life experience can impart incredible insights in those whom you come in contact. This card is about observation and becoming more aware of who you are. Devotion is a powerful energy. Right now, angels and ancestors want to acknowledge how committed you are to your growth. Yeah, we've been extremely committed. You wouldn't even be on this live or watching this if you weren't committed to being all that you were meant to be. If you weren't committed to living the fullest, most abundant self you can. That's why we came. So that energy is all being brought to light as you step into your power. You're trusting and having more courage in your power. And as you do that, you're a light unto others. But more importantly, you're a light to yourself, and you're going to be living the spiritual energies, emotional energies that you've been holding and cultivating and growing within. You have the strength and the power now to express your individual expression. So yeah, we're really called to allow our divine frequency imprint, that which our soul came to experience in the fullness that it is, the master part of us. We're we we have no choice but to bring it out now, because nothing is going to work. Nothing is going to get us off the cycle. Nothing is going to break the cycle until we totally step out in the fullness of who we are. And that is based in all of those lifetimes where we were sage, where we were taking notes, where we were growing, where we were doing that internal work. So very beautiful. All right. So the moon came out reversed, and I don't usually read reversals, but the moon is just saying things aren't, to me, things aren't hidden. We're not in a cycle anymore. Things are coming to light, exactly building upon the card that I just spoke of. We're going to remain stuck and in a cycle until we finally have that power or the courage and exhibit who we really are, our authentic self. What do you really want to do? What really excites you? What have you been germinating within you, within your heart, within your mind, your dreams? So this is just saying coming into that fullness. This is a 37, which is a 10, and that represents that new beginnings. My life today, it came on just about 10. And it is about, look at the cycles, the moon, the cycles, and the phases. I like this openness here, because now we're in this spot here where we're open to express our divinity, our individual expression, the light, the thing that you wanted to do but didn't dare do, the things you thought were too late for you to do. No, it's all divine timing. It's not about an age or a number or a time in your life or a cycle in your life. It's about your frequency readiness, and we are ready. No more stuckness, no more getting caught up in the same cycle. So this has got dual effect. We've broken the cycle. Things are being brought into light. We're being called to bring our true light into the light. But what else is, we're in the cycle now of creating that new cycle based in our light, in our authenticity, in our divine frequency, cutting off any energetic attachments to prevent us from shining, from stepping into our power. That's what we're called to do. Creating a new cycle, a new beginning, a new moon. Pachamama, number 40, creating from that new foundation, that new base, based in the wisdom. Things are in alignment. We've got the strength and the power. We have the strength of our ancestors, our past, in that sacral chakra, not sacral, root chakra, grounding that, like I saw that image on the rug with the anchor, anchoring that energy that has been happening behind the scenes to be realized in the physical. Hold on here. I just want to read Pachamama. Just a little more insight on that. Hold on here, guys. The essence of this card, Pachamama, represents the unconditional love that Earth has for all its children, including the stones, the plants, the animals, the humans. She's the goddess of the earth, known as Gaia. We came here for the Gaiatic experience. We came here for the physical. And it is always supporting us. We're always creating what we need. We always have what we need when we need it, not a second too late, not a second before. So you are a child of the earth. The time to eat right, love right, be joyous, do all that nurtures you, relish in each breath. Let Pachamama know how you appreciate her blessings. And the medicine is, you might still believe that you aren't good enough, a sense of unworthiness, because you might still believe that you have been cast out of the Garden of Eden, motherless and homeless. You suppose that you need to work very hard to survive and thrive. This is a cycle we're breaking, guys. This is the extension of that card that I was just talking about. The cycle of being stuck and how energies are different, our frequency is higher, and we're breaking free of that. It is time to stop suffering, let go of the old myth, and realize you were given the garden to rejoice in and become its steward. Your melancholy is really a longing to return to the heart of Pachamama, which is just knowing and claiming who you are and your abundance around you. Listen deeply to the mother who is always there. Walk in beauty and honor life. And how do you do that? You honor yourself. You are a child of Earth, Gaia. We came contracted to experience the physical, and Mother Earth is naturally healing, rejuvenating, balancing. And what another point Spirit wanted me to bring real quick is all parts of Mother Earth are in different cycles at the same time, just like our body, our past, our future, and our present are all experiencing different parts that Mother Earth represents. Some things are seeds, some things are germinating, some things are falling to death, some things are in the rest state. So just like Mother Earth and all of the cycles and all of the different parts and the plants and the hemispheres and the parts of Earth are all experiencing their own cycle, we have many, many cycles within us from different timelines that are also being experienced with us simultaneously, but they're aiding one another. Just like, okay, the clouds are all really full and they got a lot of moisture and they're going to drop water onto that seed that needs it. You can think of one timeline as being that water that is nurturing your seed now, that is to germinate and grow and burst beyond the soil. We're being called right now to burst beyond the soil, share all that's been taking and happening behind the scenes. And what's been taking happen behind the scenes, not just within our own physical being, our mind and our heart, but the other lives that have been happening concurrently, happening at the same time, working there to work and help us here. That's how we're multidimensional. And the chakra most affected, the energetic center most affected in our physical body as a human now is the psychic development. Go figure. We are becoming more psychically aware, in tune to our own inner guidance, our third eye open, our willingness and openness to hear our God voice through our thoughts, through our knowingness, through our sense, all of our senses, our hearing. And it goes perfectly with Pachamama, the abundant mother, Gaia, abundantly taking care of us being the child of Gaia, of Mother Earth. And here we are. We hold our future in our hands. We work in unison with Mother Earth. Mother Earth is protecting, nurturing, helping us in the physical, but we are also helping her. We're holding the Mother Earth. We're holding our new Earth, our new reality, our future self in our hands through this moment of now. How beautiful. The sun is shining, just like that vision I had of the two holding each other. That can even be symbolic of our two selves, the physical with the spiritual, the knowing with the unknowing, the conscious with the unconscious, the fear with the love, unifying that, and then creating the sun behind us. Abundance and joy, releasing the suffering. Suffering is released when we release the fear, when we release the illusions, when we love, unconditional love for self. And then that extends symbiotically to unconditional love to Mother Earth, who continues to support and reflect the energy that we are. We work in unison. There's many, many, many Earths that exist, and whatever our frequency is that Earth that we experience. Very beautiful. All right, guys. That was awesome. Kivi Seagull, hello. You know you're on the right path with when you're always excited. You're excited to what's coming through you. When you feel like heavy and weighted, or oh, I got to do this, it's telling you there's an energy stuck. You got to perceive it and do it different. Mix it up. And every time like I do a message or a live, in my own self, I'm like, oh my God, that was so good. That was the best words I've ever spoken. Because we're always expanding and illuminating, and we're always gaining that inner knowledge and insight, and it's freeing, it's liberating. That's how you know you're exactly where you need to be. But even when you're stuck, that is a gift to let you know that you are breaking free of limited energetic systems that are no longer serving us. They're just showing us cutting that cord, cutting it. They're showing me that image of on the Matrix. What the hell's his name? And he's got the cords kind of attached to him, connecting him to the Matrix, keeping him in a certain reality. We're pulling all of those off. They're saying pulling the plug, cutting the cord, and being like that sage, but illuminated in applying all that the sage knows in our physical reality. It takes courage and it takes strength, but you guys have done the work and you're there. All right. If you share it out, let me do it. I'll do a real quickie. Good morning, Brenda. Hopefully you guys will rewatch the beginning if you haven't, but you'll be called to if you're supposed to, and you won't if you won't. But just being here even, like everything that this page, Temple of the Sun, but I know I'm cross-posting with Place to Heal and YouTube. Certain names and labels hold an energy and a frequency. So when you step into that, it's like when you step into reading a New Testament, or you step into a dojo, or you step into a classroom, it's holding so much multi-dimensional information. So for me, Temple of the Sun, and I didn't name it because of now, but it all makes sense. It's connecting. It's like Temple of the Sun even was a future representation of an energy working in the now to illuminate our multidimensional selves, for empowerment, for illuminating all that we are, for illuminating our God self energy. I didn't know that. It was, again, goes back to the beginning message, that all the information of the past and the future are held in the now, always aiding us and guiding us and bleeding into this reality of how much we're capable of receiving. All right, real quick, I just want to pull a life purpose for, is it Rhonda, who was curious about what she's supposed to be doing. Hopefully, I mean, I think the collective nailed it, but we'll just do a quickie. Oh, Victoria Emmanuel wants a life purpose. All right. If you guys want a more thorough reading, please make a donation. Let me know you made a donation. And if you want the quickie, manifesting anew, yes, Gabrielle, absolutely. Oh, you donated. Sorry, Miranda, I just saw you. So donated people go to the top of the line, and they are done first. So Ron, wait, who just donated? I'm sorry. Please don't hesitate to recomment if you've requested something or have donated, because sometimes, I don't see them immediately when I am in the channeling state. All right, real quick here. Let me just pull this. And then Miranda, I'll do you. Just because I've already been focused on the Rhonda in this deck, I'm just going to pull her real quickly. And then Miranda, I'm going to do yours. Oops, I don't want to rush it. Rhonda, what does she need to hear? Just because that was already on my mind. Oracle cards, you're able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others, Rhonda. So you have the answers within, but not only that, you are an oracle. You are able to help guide others due to your own openness and willingness to receive, to be a conduit of information. So I don't know if that applies, or you do oracles, or you do psychic readings, but you have a discerning gift. Discerning. So very claircognizant, you know. To me, discernment is very connected to just knowing. All right. So Miranda, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, you get some, and you might already be aware of that, but if you weren't, now you are, Rhonda. Thank you. All right, so Miranda. Let's focus on Miranda. If you have a specific question, Miranda, or topic, just let me know. Oh, Miranda's like, she was going to miss me, but let me be patient. Oh my God. So your patience and coming into the settledness of your knowing, Miranda, was your answer. And it's like, I'm sure, like, obviously you manifested it. We manifest it. If I ever do miss a reading, guys, though, know that I will off the line message you and give you a personal, either through Messenger, FaceTime, or whatever, or call, or whatever you prefer. So you won't go unmissed. And even that, too, is divine timing. Maybe something came up, that window came up during the live. All right, Miranda Watts. Yeah, you're mixing up some energy, that's for sure. You are breaking through some stuff. The first vibration was usually like mixing up stuff. Maybe life has taken a different turn. Some things have been thrown in your life that you weren't expecting, or having to deal with. They're showing me different things being thrown at you. Maybe just to-dos, duties, something coming up like, oh man, I got to do this now. Like stuff coming at you that you weren't expecting necessarily. And then they showed me you being steady. That second ring was nice and steady, just like you just did on this live. I got to be patient. She's going to miss me, like getting a little frazzled, but then coming to your center. And when you come to your center, it's like coming to the center of the storm, like a hurricane or a tornado. When you come to your center, all that stuff that was flying around that you got kind of swarmed up and stuck and swirled, when you come to your center, you pull yourself out of that. you come into complete alignment with yourself, which is one and the same as the universe and your reflection on earth and what you're creating, then you create that calm. But it could be a cycle you've been in, because the last ring too was a little bit off kilter. But what that is telling me is you are doing a lot of shifting, a lot of exponential growth. So every time you're thrown off kilter, it's a call for you to come to your center. So what I'm feeling too immediately for you, Miranda, is you are really strengthening your core, your center, your connection to self. You're getting to be a master at pulling yourself in, pulling yourself out of the storm, what's happening around you, and boom, pulling yourself back in. You got a gift, and I'm getting all the tingles. Someone on the other side is saying, you got a gift at that, Miranda. You got a gift. You got a gift. Whenever I get all the tingles, it's spirit or a loved one or a spirit saying, you got a gift. Pull yourself back into the center. You got a gift. They want you to know that. And then every time you do that, they say, you strengthen yourself. You strengthen your you strengthen your confidence in yourself. You know that you are capable. You know that you are sovereign. You know that you can handle whatever comes at you. So this is building a trust and reassurance in self, knowing you're capable. There's another word. I can't think of it right now. But that raises your frequency. It anchors you more in yourself, which raises your frequency and then shifts you to a whole other reality. But we do that seamlessly. So it's not like what we think, hop in a time machine and boom, we're somewhere else. It happens seamlessly, so we don't see the gap, but yet the reality seems to change, and you're like, holy crap, where did that time go? Because there was no time. You shifted quicker because you're more anchored and stable in your core with yourself. All right, let's see what the cards have to say. So a lot of us, like me, I used to think I had no patience. I'm not patient. I need patience. But patience is actually divine timing. And where do you find your divine timing? Through your connectedness and your centeredness to yourself, to your God self. Just bringing your hand to your chest when you're feeling that craziness. Bringing your hand to yourself will ground you. And taking a physical action, knowing that's your intent to connect and center, that is your patience. That is your patience. Going in, having patience, being an observer, not getting caught up in the responsiveness that isn't helping matters, but adding to the chaos. They're saying, don't add in the chaos through responding by adding to the problem. Go within in your center, and the answer comes. Then things magically, they're saying magic is divine time, and magic is being in balance. Magic is being in harmony with self. And then that is taking care of the problem, not through hard work, not through beating a problem to a pulp. It's coming to your center, removing yourself from the storm, and then the magic happens around you. Then you shift to the reality where that problem is solved. Hey, Laura. All right, let's see here. Oh, there we go, Miranda. Let's see what tri-message there is for you. Power of 3. Power of 3 for Miranda. What past life and future life is coming through now for greater balance and harmony, which yields greater peace, abundance, and joy. And Miranda Watts. Thank you so much for your donation, Miranda. Beautiful. And I'm going to do one bonus one for the life purpose. All right. Wow. So it goes automatically. I'm just going to share this because it piggybacks off from what I just said. I did pull you a life purpose as well. And that means, what is your purpose right now? What are you supposed to be doing, quote unquote, doing? And a lot of times, as the old saying goes, you do without doing. That goes completely along, Miranda, with the intuitive message that I just channeled for you. Trust. You are to trust. And we trust by coming to our center, by removing ourselves from the chaos. You are a master. You have some sort of ability or gift at removing it. Organizing the chaos, bringing peace and calm to the chaos by just doing nothing and going within. But Spirit says it doesn't mean that you don't speak when inspired to speak or inspired action, but not getting caught up in the chaos by trying to defend it, justify, speak to validate it. Because when we validate it, or this is happening because of this, this, and that, no, we don't figure out the reasons for that way as effectively as just going within, coming to your center. You bring calm to the storm by coming to your center. What is your center? Sun. When the sun comes out, everything is calm. Then growth happens. Then new life starts. So you're going to create the new life, the clearing of the storm by coming to your center, because you are the sun. You are a ray of God's source energy. So that seems to be a big theme right now. And we are taught in the past to do it. Stop the fighting and bickering amongst your siblings, or do this or do that, or run here, run there, or fix this problem by masking it with something else. And what they're saying is just trust in the chaos. It's reorganizing energy. Come to your center. You will be given the clarity, because this girl is looking at a crystal. Trust your feelings, Miranda, and dreams to guide you. And her eyes are shut. So she's coming to her center, her inner guidance, not getting caught up with what's happening all around her, other people's advice, other people's guidance. I can say, including my own, but discerning that. You are given things from the outside, but to go within and discern that information, what feels right for you. And you're given the clarity. And then that is your clarity, your connection to yourself is one with the universe happening behind the scenes to bring forth stability to that outside reality that you are seeing. I don't know if it's family, if there's some drama going on around somehow, work, family, friends, I'm not sure. But coming to your center and not adding to it is what changes it. All right, so the past life affecting you now, energies that are closely tied. You can even think of it as we are multidimensional, so that might feel like there's all these different lives. For this one, and I'm getting the heart opening, this past life is like a parallel you. So it's the closest resonant parallel to what's happening to you in your present moment. So there's a parallel, one that runs closer, not so far away in frequency, a closer frequency parallel life that is most affecting you now, Miranda, is many past. So right now, there's a parallel you that is open and has many different paths available to them that they have taken or are taken. And not only that, Spirit is saying contrasting paths. So they might not even make sense to one another. There could be a you that is being confronted with, should I become a nun or should I get married? Very contrasting directions that they could take. So many paths is affecting your path now in this timeline. You might be confronted as well with taking a path that is contrasting to another, many cups before you, kind of like the Seven of Cups card in tarot, many opportunities being presented. But whatever's happening on that other path, is, and it's also simultaneously affecting this path and vice versa, has chosen a path. I feel like you on another timeline have chosen a path that doesn't make sense. It's contradictory to what you thought you were supposed to be doing. That is affecting you and giving you courage and power in this timeline. So in order to do that, you've got to trust. Trust, yeah, I'm getting the goosebumps now. Trust is being called for you to pick a contrasting path or something that you thought you wouldn't do, or something that is off course in some way, shape, or form, but because you have grown in frequency and trust through your own connection, has shifted you to a different outcome, shifted you to a different result, reality, and path available to you now due to your own inner work, due to your own inner trust and confidence and power. So in that timeline, as you're doing that, and the other person, whoever it is doing that on the other one, you guys are aiding and supporting each other. So situations could be different. Situations are different. Something very personal to self, a very soul contract, an expression of you is being affected here and affected there. And you guys are actually empowering each other by trusting in the path that your heart wants. Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed, Miranda. And this might be stuff you never even contemplated before, but what it's doing is it's sparking and activating you. This information is actually activating you. And then later on in the day when you're doing something else, you might have something appear before you, like in that globe. Something will appear, something will affect you later. So that's why this information is being presented now. It might not all make sense. You're feeding it. You've been activated. The light has been sparked. And then later, maybe when you're dreaming or taking a nap or washing the dishes or whatever, then that spark, that new light in a condensed way, meaning a way a physical mind can grasp it, will enter you. So a lot of times we're given these sparks, this information, these high frequencies, and what it's doing is it's sparking information, DNA that's been dormant within us that we are now ready for. We're ready to receive this. And then the mental mind will have it take form in a way that we can understand it. That's so awesome. So the other energy, the oracle, bringing this together, the shamanic, to me it's like future and past and everything in one. You also received the sage, so taking all of those things that you've been thinking about, mulling over, is affecting you. It's been building to, like I said at the collective reading, to burst you through on this new path. But Druid this one was the first one, and then this was the secondary card that kind of fell out. They're supporting each other. They're supporting each other. Hold. Sorry, guys. Holding the space. That is, oh my God, your message is so strong, and holding the space and being the center of that storm, being in the middle of you. Where the heck is my image? I keep looking for it. Being in the center of your cross. This is you. You're not out here. You're not over here. You're holding space in your center, Miranda. He's holding the space. He's got his staff in the ground, grounding the energy that is affecting all the energy around him happening by standing in his center, his wisdom, his knowledge. Timelines where you too have been by yourself, gaining that strength, that power, that inner wisdom of who you are, what you're about, how life works, what your path is, what is your perception of everything. All of that inner work of what you saw before you. You are holding that space. Again, you're just being called to be this anchor of stability, peace within you. And you're holding space for the others and the confusion or the questions around you. You're anchoring that to manifest in your physical reality by holding space. So basically, whenever there's something going on around you, as soon as you come to center, you have this mastery energy, and if it's not cultivated yet, that's exactly what you're doing, to demonstrate it in the physical. Once you connect, then it is demonstrated in the physical. As you go within, you gain that clarity, that understanding, that aha, and then you shift to the reality where that is actually showing you that stability, that patience, that strength, that confidence in your power. Holding space. And you're holding it by also trusting. There's the little feathers. You're holding space not by what others are telling you, not by what the consensus is saying, not by what your mom, dad, husband, wife, child, teacher, dog even are telling you. Through spirit. Through the spirit, your own connection to yourself, representative also by the sage. You've been cultivating and creating this very powerful plant within you, but not based on the outside, by taking all of that outside and all of that outside confusion or questions or to-dos, boom. It was a gift to bring you to your center, to connect to your own wisdom, your own sage, your own higher self. So think of that as an opportunity instead of getting overwhelmed, saying, oh my God, this is an opportunity for me to step out of that swirling storm, come to my center, then I raise my frequency, and then I shift to that reality that is more useful. peaceful. Oh yeah. In the chakra, the energy center in your physical body most representative and being affected is play. You got the two dolphins playing together, playing in the heart. That is emotions. To me, this is saying this is your heart space is really, really opening up. It is you're really delving into that heart space, and that is what you are doing when you go within and center yourself. Connect to your heart. Put your hand over your heart when you're feeling overwhelmed, and allow yourself to play in your own imagination. Like when you see problems or you don't know what to do, or you're being confronted with choices and you're not sure, or contrasting things. Let your imagination play. Let it wander. Be like that child playing with your child self, coming up with ideas, coming up with visualizations of how you would like it to be, because that further infuses, gives you the emotional fuel to manifest it. So staying stable, being grounded, that's beautiful. But when you add in the play, the imagination, that is the emotion. Emotion is the fuel, the gas that reflects that reality quicker. So that even, it's like adding nitrous to your frequency. When you play and add that emotional part, the play, allow yourself to go there, to dream, because it's possible. A lot of times we don't allow ourselves to dream or imagine because we're like, oh, that's fruitless. That's not going to happen. We don't believe it. I don't want to be disappointed again. But here you're being encouraged to play and allow your dreams to run through your mind and put in yourself in that place of the dolphin, swimming through your emotions, imagining yourself living the life you want to live, whatever that is, feeling what it feels like to be free, peaceful, sitting on a beach, letting the sun bask on you, not worrying about money. Allow yourself to play in that. How does it feel? Because that is the fuel that is going to drive that manifestation, your frequency into a sonic speed, vibration, and then to manifest and put you in that reality. Better late than never. And again, divine time, and there is no late. Everything, true abundance is giving what you need in the moment when you need it. So thank you for that, Robin. I slept a lot. Yes, Lauren. First time ever. Mythos was late. I'm normally supposed to have him there at 7:45. We got up like at 7:50. And I'm like, oh my God, Mythos. And he's very slow moving. And I felt really bad that I was rushing him. And that actually caused me, I have to come to my center. Marie, practice what you preach. There is no time. Come to your calm and you'll get there in the right time. So yeah, I'm tested all the time on everything that comes out of me. I am tested and put in those where I gotta follow through. I'm given the physical experience. Okay, I feel all of this all the time, but you're wording it and going into depth that makes so much sense. Thank you, Miranda. And re-watch this, because I know I'm like a machine gun sometimes, bursting out all of this info. I'm trying to put a lot of different angles into one kit and caboodle that the human mind can understand. And that is my passion, taking spiritual theory, thoughts, knowing, wisdom, but having it applied in the way that the human can understand it and live it. So yeah, just rewatch it, because that, I know it was a lot of information. And thank you for your affirmation that I did make sense, because that's like, because there's so many things I believe as a human and I understand, and I really want to hold on to those theories of being multidimensional, knowing that there's many me's existing once. But how is that applicable to what I'm living right now? And that is key, because if it's not applicable and you can't make sense and you can't allow it to work for you, what good is it? And that's kind of like what they used to say about what good is it to know your other lives? That's not where your focus is. But now I'm understanding and gaining the capacity of how it does meld and mold and merge into this life affecting me now. And that's exciting. And I love to have it make sense to me. That is the basis of my Mother Earth Oracle cards. Like all of these cards, my Mother Earth heart cards, are all about the spiritual concepts and things that we know intuitively, but grounding it and living it through the physical. How does it make sense to the physical? So yeah, rewatching stuff will help. And I flooded you with a lot, so maybe when you rewatch it, like watching a movie you love, and you watch it 5 years later, and you're at a different frequency, so it makes more sense and more understanding. Because we always might even doubt ourselves, and when we share spiritual stuff, say, well, I'm not saying anything that hasn't been said before. No, but your frequency is relaying it also at a different frequency of understanding and perception. You're delivering it through a different frequency. We have certain theories and ideas, but our own individual take is creating a frequency, and it's merging with that frequency. And so the delivery and the understanding and the little fine minute things about the delivery and understanding and wisdom of it tweak the message to match the frequency that you are ready for, or I'm ready to give and receive. Whew. All right, guys. I have to go bathroom really bad. A lot of energy running through me, and I drink like a quart of water all at once. I still worry about resources sometimes, and I'm always paid up 2 months ahead of time. Yeah, so Lauren, just real quick, and that's not just Lauren, it's all of us. I worry too sometimes. We're human. But the worry is a gift, letting us know that we are still cutting off and breaking cycles of energetic systems, beliefs that we're still buying into, that are still like, it's almost like a cord. You can think of a cable and all these different cords within the cable. And we've severed, they're saying we've severed so many of them. This is so beautiful, the way, I love imagery. They're taking the wire cutters, cutting through the cord, but with Lauren and with a lot of us, there's still a couple of the little individual cords that we're still severing, and that's okay. The worry is letting us know, holy shit, there's still a little bit of stuff I'm transcending, dissipating, and alchemizing in my life. And that's okay. Allow yourself to process. When we fight the worry, what are we going to do? Densify it more. This is a good message for me. Thank you for holding space for this information, Lauren, because when we think and fight the worry or fight the eating, not binges, but what's it called? What is it when you want cravings? When we fight it, we make it worse. There's nothing worse. Like if I'm told, and in the past this has happened, when I try to go on a low carbohydrate diet, I am going to freaking want a loaf of bread, a box of cereal, and I won't be able to stop myself because we're condensing that energy more. So allow yourself to recognize as the observer, oh yeah, I still worry about that because I do too. Don't we all? We're in the physical. But we're slowly cutting off all those little cords, those old energetic belief systems, a certain system of energy, and it is based in fear, worry. Linear time creates so much worry because that linear makes us think we have only so much resources on a certain timeline. So we are, as a collective and individually, breaking through, cutting those cords, by becoming, oh my God, the multidimensional self is so key right now. We're not just Lauren. We're not just Rhea. We're not just Kimmy, Miranda, Rhonda, Lynn, or whoever's out there. We're not just them. We have all of this multidimensional energy available to us now to help us through it, to help us cut the cord, dissipate it, alchemize it. So the key isn't in fighting it because we can't solve a problem from where it was created from, which is that certain frequency that created the lack, that which creates worry because we're believing in a lack belief. There's still lack beliefs, and we have so many lack beliefs because we are still thinking we're only here. Time is limited. We're going to die. I got to pay the rent by the end of the month or mortgage, and we're still living in that. But be gentle with yourself and allow yourself the process of releasing it. And when it gets to be a lot, again, take Miranda's reading. Go to your center. Go to your center. Your intent is to choose to free yourself and liberate yourself from this. And it has been such a stronghold. It's like the suction cup now they're showing me. The suction cup that has no air in it, and it's all suction there so tight, almost like a vacuum. And what we're doing, and even the fingers can represent the cord, we're releasing it little by little by little. And now, well, look, guess what? I still got one cord stuck. That's okay. I know it's doing its thing, and it's going to pop when it's ready. We're coming into a recession. I don't even know anything about that stuff. I don't bring any of my energy there. Disciplining your mind not to take you to places that are so strong and pulling you there. And I'm paid up until January next year, but I'm worried. Yeah, no. You know what I heard? Okay, I'm going to use one of my own silly little examples. I was listening on the news, okay? I do a lot of bacon during the holidays. The news guy said, not news, but, I was listening to a radio station, and they throw out little blurbs. They're projecting a butter shortage for the holidays. And I was going to Sam's that day. I almost bought myself stocked up on butter. And I'm like, Marie, why are you buying into this? There's always been plenty for you. You've always been abundant. You always have what you need. And I decided I am not going to try to save my resources and worry about the butter shortage. So that was my take. But we have to respect where we are frequency wise and beliefs, because there are people that do believe something so much. They're so entrenched in that energy. They've got all their cords still attached, not just one or two like us. They got all of them. So they really do need to follow through on that planning, because they're still operating in that frequency, if that makes sense. So our frequency, the truth that we're buying into, creates a frequency, and we do need to respect it to a certain degree, because that's what we're creating. We're creating that. So for you, Lauren, it's about just kind of loosening up those cords. Don't even put your focus there. But if you have to and you feel you need to respect that, then do it, but slowly work towards the other way. Say, yeah, or do a thadiator, what you do. Yeah, I'm still believing in lack. Yeah, I'm worried about my rent. Do that tapping. But say, my heart knows I'm going to be provided for, and that's okay. Yeah, I am worried. I got some anxiety. I'm worried, and I have experienced tons of that. And tap through it. Like John would say. Speaking of John, we're going to be doing a live on October 27th together. If any of you guys want to join, which I guess still create an event. Thank you for reminding me of that also, Lauren. So it's funny how one bit of information, like one bit, will bleed into all these other areas and remind us and show us what we need to know when we need to know it. So thank you for that as well, reminding me. Yeah, yeah. You're still getting kind of caught up in that. You're getting caught up in that, releasing yourself. But someone who's super caught up and entrenched in it, it's going to be harder to pull yourself off, because there's more magnetism holding you there in that frequency, and then hence creating that reality. But we can pull away from it. Pull away from it. I don't, like, even with my own immediate family, they'll say, you don't even know what's going on. This is what I get a lot. This is funny, because I laugh at it, because I can see it from the human perception how silly it is from their perception, but I also laugh because I'm also proud of it. So my husband or my kids will say, you can't say that. You don't know what's going on in the world. And I think it was to do with Florida and being covered in water, and there's not going to be any Florida, and blah, 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 blah. There's many Floridas also, by the way, existing simultaneously, like the Earth. You don't know what's going on with that. You don't watch the news. And I'm like, I laugh because I'm like, you're darn right, because that's not part of my reality. That's not what I want to entrench my energy in. And it's not being ignorant. They also say, oh, you're just oblivious. You're just being ignorant. You're not paying attention to what's happening in the world. Well, no, I'm not, because I'm creating a new world. That's not the one I want to be part of. That's being responsible, and they'll say, and the other person on the flip side would say, I'm being very irresponsible, but I'm being responsible for my energy and where I want to anchor and what frequency I want to anchor in to live. So I'm going to end it with that. And I can laugh at that because I know it seems silly to the person that's living that reality, the real world, but that's where the multi-dimension, the parallel selves, and all of that energy that we're being flooded with now, how it's useful. All right, guys. And I acknowledge, exactly, Lauren, I acknowledge that's happening for some in a collective, but not in my personal world. And I choose to focus and empower myself, my light. I'm going to breathe into my center, my truth, my reality. So on the exhale, I can, when you breathe into your own light, you exhale. When you breathe into who you are, you're breathing life into it. And on the exhale, you're nurturing it. They're just saying something about God breathing life into it, into the world, into the week, or whatever it is. You are God. You are breathing life into the world you want to live. So when you breathe into your own frequency, the highest truth that you are, uncontaminated, undiluted by the energetic systems that you're still buying into, when you can allow yourself to dissipate, release from them, slowly but surely, you're breathing life into that new world. There isn't just one world. There's many, as many not opportunities, as many possibilities as there are thoughts you can have. Your thoughts are the possibilities. Where do you want to place your thoughts? What possibilities, and potentials do you want to be available? I certainly don't want lack in my, even though I still have a couple of these. I still have a couple cords there. I used to have this many, this many. So be gentle with yourself. Thank you, Kimmy. Yeah, I love Kimmy. All right, guys. Thank you so much. That's what self-empowerment is. You're giving away your power when you give your attention to beliefs and thoughts you don't believe in. One last thing. If you believe and you are God's source energy, and you know deep down anything is possible, and you are creating it through your focus, through your energy, why would you give any energy to something you don't want to experience? Because there's still something deep that is operating under the surface that you're not aware of. Because consciously, we don't want to be like that. And that's how these readings, that's how these talks, that's how these platforms, oracles, messages bring forth information for us to contemplate and help us to release. The sun within, you are the sun, you are the light. When you bring your awareness and your wisdom and your consciousness, which you can't bring forth unless you're connected to it, breathing, coming to your center, meditating, however you connect to yourself. We can't bring forth that information unless we actually are holding it and connected to it. And then we bring it, that's why it's also important to share that, because then we are taking the physical action to create the physical world of all that we want. So a lot of things, yeah, seem bright and dandy in theory, but if we don't take the physical action, we're not going to create the physical manifestations of those thoughts, beliefs, and all that we're connected to without taking action, because we're physical. We want that in our real world. We don't want to have these ideas and say, oh yeah, when I die, I'm going to be multidimensional. I can be everywhere all at once. I'm going to live in peace, happiness, and abundance. But what about if we live it now? Now. Just like the sage card and the druid guy, wherever he went, bringing all of that and taking action to live it in the physical now. All of that inner workings, thoughts, energies, it's all been seeded. Now it's germinating, and now it's bursting through that plant. We're the plant. All right, guys. If anybody else made a donation, let me know. Otherwise, I am going to go. And if you want to a reading, a private reading, whether you're watching now or later through the different platforms, just comment, instant message me. I'm Temple of the Sun on Facebook. It's public, so you can go there as well and message me. All right, guys. I gotta go pee really bad. May you all shine with the entirety of all the love and light that you are.